And welcome back to Black Renaissance. Please welcome the author of Bobby, Bruce, and Bam, The Secrets of Hip Hop Chess, Adisa the Bishop. I had a chance to read some of your book, and on the face, when you just look at the title, you know, it just sounds like these completely disparate, different ideas, and you wonder how they're all connected. I love the cover of that book, by the way.
Thank
it looks
you.
great.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
But so talk to me about, you know, the secrets of hip hop chess. How does that all weave in with Bruce Lee, you know, with Afrika Bambaataa? I mean, how is this connected?
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. It looks very different, but really what happened is in August of 1972, Bobby Fischer won world championship in chess, okay? And at that time, chess in America was gigantic. And then right after that, in November of 73, you have the founding of the Universal Zulu Nation, which kind of puts together the whole hip-hop subculture, and it starts to explode. And then in August of 73, I believe, you have Bruce Lee drops Enter the Dragon. And so what happens is all of these three subcultures kind of really explode at that time, and on the streets of New York, the same street corners where people were playing chess on were the same street corners that people were dancing on or having rap battles and things like that. And then the martial arts culture really just kind of reinforced this idea of lineage, of respect, of knowing what regions people were like. People that dance in Brooklyn dance a specific way. People that, you know, were in the Bronx dance a specific way. Just like how a Shaolin style would be very different from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Northern, Southern Shaolin style, whatever. And so these kinds of things started to merge, and little by little, more and more, you started hearing chess lyrics inside the rap music. And so what ends up happening is now rap music has more lyrics about chess than any other form of music on the planet. I
read that in your book, and that just, I mean, I don't think a lot of people make that connection at all.
Yeah, yeah. I think of like hip hop and chess as like rap's dirty little secret, right? That there's this huge intelligent strain wrapped inside chess, and people don't realize that like chess improves math skills, it improves cognitive function, it improves reading comprehension, right? And there's studies all over the world, South Africa, America, Europe, that prove this. And so what I'm hoping is that more and more we can start to use chess inside the schools as a tool to raise our STEM levels, raise our STEAM levels, right? Because, you know, when you're talking about STEAM, you start talking about STEM with that art component, everything changes. And hip-hop has so many levels of art within it, and kids are already connected to it. We should be using it as a deliberate educational tool.
Now, on the one hand, you talk about hip-hop and how much young people identify with hip-hop, young people of color in particular, but you also talk about that challenge with young people of color looking at chess and thinking that is for them.
Yeah. I think one of the things that people miss often is we look at chess as a sidebar kind of game in America, and until the 70s, it was very mainstream. And for a lot of African Americans and Latinos, I find that they feel like it's an old white guy's game, right? But then when I start showing them, like, look at Jay-Z, he's a chess player, making a lot of money. 50 Cent, Will Smith, right? And how is it that all the top guys in hip-hop have chess in common? Because it helps them in their business, right? And so there's this relationship between chess and entrepreneurship, right? A lot of the top presidents have played chess. A lot of the top business leaders play chess. And then that kind of opens them up, like, you know, don't you want to make better decisions in your life? Don't you want to make better money? Okay, well then let's start being strategic and not just kind of crumbling to emotion every time a different situation pops up.
So really it's sort of a gateway to teaching these larger life lessons, and that's sort of what your book is as well.
Yeah, you know, so we just kind of like, we don't really, you know, we're not trying to make kids into rappers or chess grandmasters or make them into, you know, top tier fighters. We're trying to let them use chess, use jiu-jitsu, and the martial arts philosophies, and use hip-hop as a tool for self-discovery. Like, who are you really? What are you really trying to achieve? And once they get there, then they're like, okay, this is who I really am. Then I say, yeah, okay, so now what are we going to do? How are we going to get you to college? How are we going to get you to start your business, you know? And then everybody can be themselves. And so I think the thing that we have is that we do not judge their sense of identity, right? So if they're great at chess, but they want to be a sheetrock worker, we're going to help them get licensed and do your thing in sheetrock. We're not, oh, you should be, hey, whatever you want to be is what we want you to be, you know? And then as that changes later, like, oh, actually, I think I want to go to college. Cool, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's about that continual, like, self-discovery and refinement. and having a support system to, you know what I mean, as you evolve. Because we change, right? We all change.
True. You had a phrase in the book, chess is jujitsu for the mind?
Yeah. So basically what we say is that, you know, chess is jujitsu for the mind and jujitsu is chess for the body, right? When you're in a chess match, right, there's different positions, there's levels of risk, and like if I grab your wrist in one way, a jiu-jitsu guy knows the counter is here, and then my counter to that counter is there. And so like chess, right, if I go here, then you put the knight there, then the bishop comes out, and we know that like there's kind of sense of exchange. Jiu-jitsu is very much like that. And so at our headquarters in Fremont, a lot of times when I'm teaching jiu-jitsu, I start by showing a chess position. And I'll say, okay, look, here's a knight who's attacking a king, a queen, and a castle, right? In jiu-jitsu, you may find yourself in a situation where you can do an arm lock, a choke, or a sweep. You see what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, and then so, you know, you can play it out, and it's very fun. And it makes everything academically flexible, you know, because I'm not into laws, right? Like everything that's in Bobby, Bruce, and Bam, these aren't like things that are carved in stone. They're concepts that you can use, you take. If this one works, great. If that one isn't so much, great. But use what works for you and go live your life as you see fit.
That's fantastic. I loved what portion I did get to read of the book, and I thought, what a great lesson, not just even for kids. I mean, it's for adults as well. There are a lot of amazing life lessons in there, and I definitely am looking forward to reading a little bit more of that book. You've done a great job and spent a lot of time researching it as well, right?
I mean, it took about 10 years of research, then, you know, the last 5 just really kind of hammering down and going through it, and it's been incredibly fun and very enlightening for me, right? Understanding the trauma that kids have. We have a huge section in the book about kids in the inner city right here in San Francisco who basically function like you would assume kids from Kandahar or Palestine and Israel might with post-traumatic stress disorder, right? But they live here in San Francisco or here in Oakland. And so how can we expect them to get good grades when they're literally suffering from undiagnosed and untreated, you know, PTSD,
Absolutely.
Right? Let's help them heal and then guide them, you know?
This book sounds like a fantastic first step toward getting to that process.
It's the opening of a door for sure.
Thank you so much for joining us today. For more information or to purchase Bobby, Bruce, and Bam, The Secrets of Hip Hop Chess, log on to BobbyBruceandBam.com. That's BobbyBruceandBam.com. We'll be right back with more Black Renaissance right after this break.